CGCP 2969 by Chesthetica. So here, white has just a queen, black has a queen and a rook. It would seem like white is actually lost, isn't it? Because after the exchange of queens, which can be forced I guess, white will have nothing and black will have a rook, and we all know king and rook versus king, that's a win. So what should white do here? How about queen to h8, check, gaining the initiative so to speak. Well, king to g2, queen to a8, check, sliding all the way to the other corner of the board, king to f2, queen to f3 check. Is something happening here? King to e1, no, not really. Queen to h1 check, king to d2, queen to d5 check. White is hoping for a draw through perpetual check. King to c1, not if black plays his cards right. Queen to g5 check, rook to d2, and suddenly white has run out of checks. Queen to h6, and black says my turn. Queen to c8 check, king to f3, queen to b7 check, king to g3, queen to g2 check, defended by the rook, king to f4. The king blocks the queen for just long enough so the rook is free to move, rook to e2, king to f5, discovered check. Black probably knew white would try that. King to c2, queen to f4, the queen swooping in to defend her king, allowing rook to f2, and after the exchange, black will win this. But why here does the queen have to swoop in? Notice how queen to c6 doesn't work because of queen captures queen. So I don't know, what if something like queen to g6? Well then, rook to f2 check anyway, king to e6 discovered check, and white loses his queen for nothing. Okay, what about queen to h7? Well then, queen to e4 check, king to f6, and the queen is lost anyway. Okay, what about queen to h8? Does that work? No, because of queen to f3 check, king to g6, rook to g2 check, and this will be checkmate in one. Okay, so from this original position, white is clearly lost, but there is a way out. Would you believe it? Well, don't take my word for it. Let the engines prove it to you. Of all the moves in the world, this one, king to f3, and this is a dead draw. But let's see. The king is threatening the rook, so maybe rook to c2, queen to h6 check, king to g1, queen to e3 check, king to f1, queen to d3 check, king to g1, queen to e3 check, king to h1, queen to e1 check, king to h2, queen to h4 check, king to g1. This is a perpetual check. Alright, what about something else? What about queen e7, something aggressive like that? Queen h6 check, king to g1, queen to c1 check. If rook to e1, queen to g5 check. Now here, if queen captures queen, this is a draw, stalemate. And if king to h1 or king to f1, queen to g2 mates. So that will be a critical mistake for black to play a rook to e1 here. King to h2, queen to h6 check, king to g1, queen to c1 check, and again a draw by perpetual check. If we rewind back to the original position, do you think you would have made this move, king to f3, or would you just have resigned? A little something to think about. Until next time.